You're watching an LT with the Toshiba AT300 in a full review here in my office. As you can see here, I already touched it a little bit because we already did the German test, but you see it's really quite beautiful tablet, quite slim. We have a lot of ports and not too high of a price. We have here on this side, for example, a micro USB cable, HDMI cable and headphone microphone. Micro HDMI is not only to connect this device to the computer, but you can actually use an external adapter like this by Nokia that I bought for about $2 to plug in your external USB stick, which we will show off to you also. I right now have an SD card actually in here, full-size SD card. As you can see here, this is the dummy that was in there before. On the bottom we have the dock connector, which is actually quite big from outside the box, a lot bigger than an iPad adapter or iPhone adapter. Two speakers actually on the bottom. On the other side we have the volume rocker, display rotation lock, on and off switch, and on the top there's only the microphone. On the back it looks quite beautiful because we have a metalish design, but it's actually plastic, so we have a really good Wi-Fi signal. On the top we have a camera with a flash. The camera has 5 megapixels, but the colors are not the best. The same is for the front. So let me just make it a little bit darker so you can see a little bit more from the screen. We have here Android 4 installed, so you can unlock it or go to the camera right away. Let me just unlock it and make the display a little bit brighter, like this. We had minimum brightness before. Maximum brightness looks actually like this, but then you cannot see too much. I can go to auto also, and then it probably is perfect for you. It's in German right now, but this Toshiba device has actually video enhancement, audio enhancement, rotate display automatically, so you cannot only do it via this switch here on the side, but also in the software. And there's advanced battery saving modus, which actually helps to save the battery. We have 66% right now. I undocked it at 10 AM from the power cable actually. Use it for about 1 hour outside in the sun, and since then it's only connected over Wi-Fi to the network, and it's 10 PM right now, so it's about 1% per hour. Otherwise, when you use it, it's about 2 or 3% per well, actually 1.5% per minute, I would say. But if you watch a video, it's maybe even less. The display has not the best colors, as you can see here. We have Hootsuite, and it should be a little bit yeah, more enhanced in the colors. The blue is not that blue, but in space you can actually here see that the colors are not that bad. Actually, Angry Birds Space. But sometimes it just looks a little bit like it would be washed out, like if you wear your pants for the 5th time after you wash them. They just don't look like they were brand new. So you can see here that Angry Birds Space is actually running quite smoothly, quite fast. It looks quite good. I know I said quite a lot. Then we have also, of course, a browser inside where you can actually play Flash games. You can play YouTube videos, of course. For example, we have on Tech Focus here a website open right now with a lot of pictures, and also here Flash video or HTML5 video, of course, with YouTube. It takes a little bit to load, even though the Wi-Fi has 3 points and we have VDSL, so 25 Mbit downstream. But yeah, it takes a little bit, maybe even because our site sometimes isn't the fastest. But let me just turn this up to 1080p. And then we can actually test how quite fast this device goes with that high quality content. Full screen, and let's hit play. So as you can see, it's wow, it's so sharp. I mean, the display supports 720p, 1280 times 720 resolution. We have, of course, 80 pixels here for the menu on the bottom, and hour and everything. But still, it's just so sharp. Thank you actually for my colleague Julian for this video. It's just wow, amazing. It was actually shot with a Sony Alpha 77. Actually, I didn't want to close the browser, but you can let me actually stop the video so it doesn't play while we go around in other sites. I can just open it up, and of course we have a default website, Toshiba.de, and you can see it's actually quite fast, even if something is not preloaded, and you can of course read it quite nicely holding it up like this. It's flipping also quite nicely, smoothly, and you don't have to wait that long. But how is the keyboard? So if you want to type in everything, we are actually in Czech, Netherlands, and there's so many languages. If you just hold it for a long time, you can select which languages you want, for example English right now, and then I can type in something like I want, and what do I want? Maybe I want Washington. There we go. As you can see, we get a few suggestions: Eddington, Wanton, Waddington, but it knew that I was typing Washington, and I'm sorry for this, my camera just almost fell on the ground. I was so excited that it works this good. In the German video nothing wanted to work, but at least there the camera was staying on the table. So as you can see, this works quite nicely. Of course you can also just type in anything like this, and it will actually learn also words that it doesn't know. For example, well, maybe it knows Hawaii, but also it gives you suggestions. Maybe you wanted to use Hawaiians, or I don't know what Bassi is, but this is quite nice. You can teach it for new words, like I don't know, you can tell it that there is like lol ruffle. Okay, I typed it wrong. As you can see, it shows it to you right there. This is the word I want, and then you can tell it to add it to the dictionary, and next time I do it like this, it will know, oh, there's lol ruffle, even though that doesn't make any sense. And it gives you control and everything else that you maybe want to use. So this was the browser with Swipe. There is of course Office pre-installed, which is only free for 60 days. For example, we have here Office Word with Document X that you can open to start typing in a new one, and you can also open something that I have on my SD card right now, which is something in German, but it doesn't matter. You can see you can actually go in here in this document and change anything. You have all the regular types, and I mean you have the same thing for Excel and PowerPoint. It's nothing special. Show is the PowerPoint, so I can just accept it later, and then we have a presentation actually on my USB stick somewhere. So I can just, or my SD card, I can just go in here. There's the PPT, open it up, and then you can check out my slides that I did for college a few days ago. And as you can see here on the side, you can check out the slides, select, go in here, and change everything you want to. Duplicate, delete, edit, and there you go. You can edit your text. So you can work with this quite nicely. Let's go out again. Maps is maps, it's nothing special. We already showed you Angry Birds. Let's check out the camera. So the camera, as I said, on the back has 5 megapixels. On the front it's not the best. It has, I think, VGA, but also on the back the colors are quite washed out. I mean, the camera is fast enough for some basic shots, but check out here the rug. The yellow rug looks like this in this camera, and when I take it away, this is how it should look like. I mean, okay, it's a little bit too saturated in my Lumix camera, but still, it's not perfect, the 5 megapixel camera in the back, even though the light is not perfect also. And now here I am in the front camera. You can see the light is glowing, and well, this is VGA, you can clearly see it, but it's enough for maybe, well, chatting with your girlfriend who doesn't have too much on. So okay, let's go out again. And what else do we have? Everything that you see on here is pre-installed except for Hootsuite, Angry Birds, and well, that's quite a lot of things on here. Twitter, but let's check out Gmail, for example, how that looks like. I mean, it's Gmail, but still. Let's go back to the inbox, and then you can see here I have a list of emails, for example, spam, lesbian porn, and then you can just go in there. Let's delete that. It's just gibberish. Delete, done, and done. So you can use this quite well for working also, and that's what you actually, I think, should do also with a tablet, not only gaming. And well, there's a few things that I haven't showed you yet, for example, HD movies. So let's try this micro USB adapter here on the side. Let's plug it in. There we go. Then I have a USB stick here with Windows installation, but there's also a few test files on here, I think. So as you can see, it's getting enough power. With an external hard drive I tried it also, but it doesn't work. Now, so you believe me, I will just put it out of the picture, but you can see here the cable is still connected, and it actually should say here on the bottom it is connected. But let's just check out the file browser, which is actually here, the file manager on here also, and well, it doesn't see my USB stick. That's too bad. I have another one here that worked in the German video. This is quite nice because you can rotate it like this. Okay, let's just unplug this one. Plug in that one. And there's only a few sample pictures on there from Sonos, press work, what else. So you can just go to image library, go to Sonos controllers and select a picture, and then here we go, there is a nice Sonos picture, and you can zoom in quite fastly. I don't want to give you any headache, so I will just do it a little bit slower, but as you can see, this works quite well. There's actually an SD card in there, as you already saw here before, SD card, and there's a few sample things on there also. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. I don't know why it sometimes doesn't work, but for example, music didn't work in the German video, maybe this time. Let's hit play. Well, the music doesn't want to play, but what works is a 100 megabyte wired December or maybe even January edition. And as you can see here, let me just unplug this USB stick. You can see here it fits the whole page on the front, and then you can just browse through quite nicely. I saw so many tablets that just froze with a 100 megabyte PDF. This is so high resolution, and you can just go through here. Of course you have to wait sometimes a little bit, but then you can just go in closely and read, for example, the editors, and it's just so sharp. Of course Tegra 3 has to load a little bit too, but even my quad-core desktop computer has to load. Sometimes I can just usually hit the bottom or maybe the page or not. Well, that was the back, but of course it works also with HD videos. For example, here we have Pirates of the Caribbean playing in the Toshiba media player. Full HD MKV, 1 minute, and well, looks quite good. Then we have Transformers 720p. Let me go to a space where it's a little bit more action. And you can see here 720p MKV also, 80 megabytes. Wow, that looks just amazing. This is how you should enjoy your tablet PC. Actually, you can see it on the top. It was from an HD DVD. So, quite nice, this Toshiba. Why should you buy it? Why should you not? It's too expensive right now. Then, the adapter is too big. And that's actually the only two things that I can find on this tablet that are bad. Otherwise, the camera, okay, not perfect. Then the display, a little bit washed out sometimes when you're out in the sun, especially. Otherwise, looks really good. And here, the battery life, it's quite okay over Wi-Fi when you use it a lot. It's about 2% for 20 minutes, so that's okay. And in standby mode, it's 1% for an hour that it will drain. And otherwise, you can see it's fast, slim, has all the ports, standard SD card reader to check your pictures from your camera, maybe delete them, anything. You don't need any adapters. This is quite a beautiful tablet. Now the only thing I want is Windows 8 maybe on here as a dual boot, or even a keyboard dock so I can use it as a netbook. Till next time, please tune in again with Endeavor TV. This was the Toshiba AT300 in a full review. My name is Balazs. Till next time, please tune in again.